Hello, and welcome to another Super Metroid Randomizer League match here. We got one between Tales of the Dreaded Metroid and Died at the Ship, more specifically Skipsy versus Scupula. The Week 3 match. I am Idle. I'll be commentating and tracking today. Hopefully you can hear me all right. Race is going to be starting in just a few moments here, I think. And yeah, it should be a good one. I think both these runners have some previous randomizer experience from tournaments past, and once you have a certain amount of experience, I think it really you can kind of throw out favorites, not really worry about who's a favorite. Just kind of rando's going to rando. This could go either way, especially with these week 3 settings, which include full area randomization and boss shuffle. So, typically Criteria is going to be connected to a couple portals to Green Brinstar, one portal to Wreck Ship. Those could all be shuffled. Criteria could be Oops All Meridia, and the Meridia boss could be Ridley or it could be Kraid. We don't know. We're going to find out together. The item shuffle is major minor, so the runners are going to be doing the traditional heading down here, collecting their morph ball, and most likely the other major item that would be here. So that's all the unique items plus energy tanks plus reserve tanks shuffled. So here, one of those majors is just any tank. We can be sure the other one is a morph ball. I don't know if I've seen this sprite from Scupula before. It's kind of interesting. Looks like Skipsy went with a palette change. May have changed the palette of the area as well. You can kind of see the background of the area looks a little different. Both runners getting that morphing ball, making sure that I'm paying attention with tracking here. If my interface would work. Ooh, both runners have power bombs. Okay, so usually with Major Minor, you don't see a Billy Mays check, although it could be the first super pack is at Billy Mays as a thing that could happen. Typically, you're going to see the runners check the portal. So that bottom of Criteria portal, it's kind of lonely portal. And so if this is a dead end, or even if it's something like the front of Lower Norfair, it's good to know that that's the front of Lower Norfair, so you don't have to go seek out what's at the front of Lower Norfair later. Skipsy, however, choosing to skip it, which I'm a little surprised by with one E-Tank. With 0 tanks, a lot of runners will still go for it, but it is risky. Yeah, did Skipsy even check this item back here? Ooh, that's the first super pack right there. That could be kind of important. Skip, pick that up. Okay. So Skipsy's still looking for that first super pack. And Scupula taking his time. I don't mind this. Looks like he was being efficient with his health or with his ammo there. Did one super, and then I believe those hoppers have 320 damage, just over the 300 damage that a super deals. So please be careful, Scoop. Scoop. Make me nervous. Okay. He's through. Gypsy's still looking for that. Oh, okay. Fortunately, skipping out in that first super pack, not a penalty for Skipsy because they found another super pack. 230 missiles, only slightly out of the way. In fact, we may even see Scupula check that as well. I would probably skip it, but it's not an unreasonable play. And with it being a boss shuffle, it's actually pretty important to get to 30 supers. So that is not going to be a waste of time for Scupula if he decides to make that check, because having those extra supers early, even if we find charge, you're not going to want to fight Ridley with just charge beam. You're going to want 30 supers if possible. And you could find Ridley anywhere. It might be the Kraid's lair, Looks like just a reserve tank at BT. We don't have bombs yet, so we don't have to do that BT fight. Reserve tank definitely worth picking up. until we have Varia. Could argue it's worth picking up anyway, even if you have Varia. It's only 7 seconds, and it could save you. So. I forgot to mark that portal. Just another E-Tank. So Criteria's been kind of a bust so far. So Scipula has an extra portal knowledge. We'll see if that makes any difference later on in the race. Too soon to tell at this moment. And we're coming up to our first main portal checks here, Criteria. We have Lornor Fair. Back a Lornor Fair, so that's a nice one to find. Obviously, we can't do anything with that portal yet, but it's good to know it's there. And ooh, interesting. West Meridia. Okay, so Scipula's going to take the save here. I think Scipula wants power bombs. He ran out of power bombs because he did that extra portal check. He didn't have the power bombs that Skipsy had. So that West Meridia portal, the main street, it is possible and in logic to go to the crab hole. But obviously, if you did that and you couldn't get back out, it was a dead end. You'd be resetting, and Skipsy doesn't have a save. So wisely not checking it would be pretty risky. Only one power bomb pack is going to skip that gauntlet check. I approve of that skip. Because even if it was something good like speed booster or charge, you could take it back out with you unless you got insanely lucky powerbomb drops. And also, we know that it can't be a suit. So it's not going to be... It's probably going to be possible to beat the game without whatever that item is. Probably, I say probably, it could be grapple with like forced suitless Meridia or high jump boots or something. I mean, it's not necessarily impossible to beat the game without that item, but I think you got to skip it here early. And Scoop's about to get the same portal knowledge. Now, with that save, Scupula could make the main street play. It'd be interesting to see if he chooses to do that, because he's going to want to reset back to the ship anyway. He's only out an E-Tank and Terminator. Although, that E-Tank's kind of nice to have too, so I don't know. Maybe he won't even want to reset. Okay, Skipsy choosing to pre-open this door and take 120 damage from those crabs. I don't think that was what they wanted to do, but gosh, the other end of Lornor Fair? Is this a force? Wow. Okay, there's two possibilities. One is the runners... Oh, Scipula is making this check. Ooh. I didn't see... I thought Scipula noped out of here. Okay, that's not a particularly inviting portal. It's better than the one that they found. Ooh, nice CWJ by Skipsy. And is rewarded with Red Tower. This is probably the progression that the seed wants. That Upper Norfair transition with 2 tanks and a reserve is doable, but the Upper Norfair hell runs can be very slow, and Scipula doesn't know what's over here, so I think this is a pretty reasonable play. Skipsy finding Upper Norfair. I didn't see what else they found. I didn't see the other portal. Runners are checking the portals too fast. Oh, did I say they found Upper Norfair? I meant they found Green Bryn. I couldn't recognize it because of the color palette. Green Bryn is definitely where you want to be. Even if it's oops all E-Tanks, that's going to open up Upper Norfair pretty considerably. So Scipula is going to want to head this way. At this point, knows it's either a nasty hell run or go run around Criteria. Oh no, we can't collect E-Tanks. It's major minor, so there are no more E-Tanks here. So, and CWJ is in logic on the season races difficulty, so this is the right decision. Hopefully, Scoopla can get this without too many attempts. 2 or 3 attempts is totally fine, but this is a trick that some runners it can take 10, 12 attempts. It's the first jump is frame perfect. The second jump is a 2-frame window, so it's definitely a tight trick. Skipsy just finding another E-tank. Does the seat really want hell runs in Upper Norfair? Yes, that jump was a little bit early. You're late because you end up in the water, and that jump was a little bit early because he landed on the pedestal. It's really pretty easy to tell when you get the first jump correct. It's the second jump that's 2-frame window can be pretty tricky. That's also an early jump. Unfortunate. You can do the backup in the room, but unless you're particular about it, it's not necessarily. It might be a frame perfect second jump. I think resetting the room by running out of the room is fine. Yes, it's 6 seconds each time, but it also resets your timing. It's also easier to do it with Moonwalk. I'm not sure if Scoopla has Moonwalk on. Nice. Skipsy already skipping reserve tanks? I know they're probably frustrated about the lack of items, but I mean, come on, hell runs are coming. Oh, Scoopla gets it. Okay. Okay, good. That was no question about it. Scoopla is a couple minutes behind here. Maybe more than a couple minutes behind. But he's not 10 minutes behind. You got it. And he's going to quickly find out that he wants to go this way. Meanwhile, Skipsy finally finding something, but it's bombs. It's not probably what they wanted. Oh man, and another useless portal. Just the top right of West Meridia there. Let me mark that off on my little map here. It is getting close to the 30 supers that we like to see for a potential Ridley fight. Does not have the health to be able to take on Ridley at this point. And only the 5 power bombs. At least they have so regular bombs is kind of nice since they have so few power bombs, but and it's Crate. Well, okay, let me clarify. Crate Slayer. Ooh, Skipsy burning a power bomb there. They have bombs. You really want to conserve those power bombs. In fact, see right here, this minor item requires a power bomb. But it is just a minor. Still, if it was a super pack, I mean, again, they don't quite have the energy. Even if they had taken that second reserve, that would be pretty dicey. Technically possible, but not practical. And that means that Skipsy can only take out half the bosses. And I believe we have enough knowledge now. Skipsy doesn't, but we, the viewers, have enough knowledge to know that Upper Norfair... Actually, we don't know Upper Norfair hell runs are required. What was that boss? Was that Ridley? Somebody in chat tell me, is that Ridley? Or was it Dragon? It was Dragon. Okay, thank you. We actually still have 3 red tower portals, so Upper Norfair hell run's not quite required. Very interesting play from Scoopula. You just need to check these other red tower portals. Now, there is the Spazer location right here. And then there's also X-ray. I don't think Scipula knows how to do the early X-ray, and even if he did, he might not want to go for it. It's pretty dangerous. But this could be big. This doesn't necessarily put Scipula ahead, even though he's going to be checking new stuff for us, because he is still lacking that Green Bryn knowledge, and it's somewhat unlikely that he never goes back to Green Bryn. Okay, he just wanted to check Spazer. Okay. I don't think that was too terrible of a play. It's we know it's a time loss, but only because we know that Green Bryn is a total dead end, and Scipula does not know that. And that also, by the way, doubles as a save point. So at least, so one thing Scipula could do, and I hope he does it, is when he finds Kraid's Lair, he should skip the save, because he has this save to come back to. Although he'll be missing out on grapple and an E-tank. I forgot they got grapple too. That's X-ray logic. Okay, never mind. He probably won't do that. Okay, never mind. My big brain play of skipping everything he finds is probably not a good idea, because bombs, he'd be giving up bombs too. You probably want bombs. Okay. Disregard me. Yeah, I forgot the runners got grapple, so that does open up X-ray too. So expect to see Skipsy will make the Spazer check, pick up that E-tank, and then be headed to X-ray. Looks like Scipula picked up an extra power bomb. I don't know if he did the full road through Edecoons. That extra power bomb pack will be less important since we have bombs, but still nice. Still nice to have that. I suppose it was. And more power bombs. So Skipsy didn't pick up those power bombs either? I'm surprised by that. Skipsy definitely playing this more aggressive. Whether that will make a difference is hard to say. Right now, I think Skipsy would be ahead anyway, but the main difference has been the time spent on the CWJ. At this point, Scipula has the knowledge of what's at the bottom of Criteria, but that might not be that important given what was found there. All right, let's see what's at X-ray. Skipsy did a nice job of taking a little bit more time during some of those grapple swings. I think it's very tempting to freak out. Oh no, I'm going to get hit by a waiver. The waivers do 10 damage. The spikes do 60. Stay on the grapple, take your damage, swing through them, then proceed. You don't want to fall off of your grapple and start taking damage from the spikes, because the iframes are really short on those spikes too. Only half a second of iframes. So here, Skipsy took 2 hits really quick just because he got grabbed by that Maw. Maw doesn't even do damage, just it drags you to the spikes. Skipsy's still fine, but you can see why taking the care is important. I mean, major minor seeds are typically healthy. This is really healthy. I'm actually surprised Skipsy's doing this energy refill. Or maybe he's probably preparing for hell runs. That's what they're doing. They're preparing for the hell runs here. That makes a little bit more sense. And since it is major minor, The alpha PPs. Wait, do we know where this goes? It goes to Upper North here. And then this goes to front of East Meridia. That's a good find. So everything we know about the seeds so far is telling us that Varia won't be here at High Jump Boots. Sometimes the randomizer will just put Varia at High Jump Boots. Like, it doesn't always follow what it's giving you. It'd be like it would give you everything for Suitless Meridia and then give you Gravity. It's just trying to predict what the randomizer is going to do, especially early on, is not the best plan. Yeah, this seat's not been the easiest, mainly because of that required CWJ. Technically not completely required if you wanted to do the hell runs, but more or less required the CWJ. That does make it tricky. Other than that, I don't know if we've seen enough yet to say that it's hard. The runners have been giving a lot of energy, at least. Skipsy trying to save a power bomb, but to be quite honest, the energy was probably more important than the power bomb. Now, I forgot what they got at Ice. What did they get at Ice? Oh, it was plasma. Okay, thank you. I remember seeing that. I just didn't say anything about it. And then, as a result, I didn't mark it. I didn't see Scupula pick up bombs, but I assume he has those. I'm going to mark bombs off as well. Yeah, the tracker's being slow today. There it goes. And Skipsy finds more energy, which honestly is not bad. They needed the energy at that point, though. Gonna take on Dragon with the crystal flash, like to get the bike suit to get you out. The problem is you have no suitless. You take damage so quickly from Dragon. Scupula barely has enough energy to even do the grapple kill. So I approve of this decision to do Dragon later. And Skipsy is making the Cathedral Hell Run. There's not too many other options. They could choose to go to another portal, but that would be way out of their way. They could have also chosen to go to the top of Red Tower. We have not seen those two portals yet, as far as I know. Like, Dragon feels very out of the way right now, which where it is, but as we could see, Scupula has found that transition to West Meridia. Later on in the game, when you have gravity, it's not going to be that hard to get back to where Kraid's Lair is. So I think that this is a good... It'd be kind of questionable, I think, even if you had the ammo. Well, maybe if you had the ammo. If you had charged plasma, okay, fine. Go have fun with Dragon then, but I'd be worried about it. I might be a little biased. I am terrible at the RBO strat to get a crystal flash from Dragon. I just keep getting hit by her instead. Skipsy thinking about doing these bomb jumps. So maybe wants to check. Well, I guess this might just be to get up, because with grapple, Skipsy could pretty easily go between Norfair Reserve and the other checks. You probably want to go to speed first. But yeah, to be honest, this method of just retrying the room is probably faster than those IBJs. Unless you can do the double IBJ, and even then it's like the double IBJ is marginally faster. And that room has a bunch of waivers in it that are going to get in your way. Yep, and here we go with Skipsy Scipula getting trolled by this stupid maw. Scipula already knows this is the D tank, wisely picking it up, probably senses the hell runs are coming. Skipsy has to wait for their ammo to refill. And now that it is, now that they're at full supers, they're going to start getting more energy drops. Especially missiles. They just you don't get as much energy, and these bugs are unfortunately pretty RNG dependent. They can give you a whole bunch of small healths or a bunch of big healths. Skip's deciding they have enough, which I believe they do. Although I wonder if they'd rather have the E-Tank here. I guess they'd rather have Varia here, but short of Varia, maybe an E-Tank. Scipula is going to make these X-ray checks, and it is just an E-Tank, which, since Skipsy did not fully farm up, this is not unwelcome. Yeah, that's what happens to me a lot with this room. What Scipula is dealing with right here. You do your grapple, and you get hit by the stupid waver and knocks you down, or your grapple beam hits the waver instead of the grapple blocks. Skipsy did stop to pick up that power bomb. I still don't know why they didn't pick up the other power bomb pack in Big Pink, but that's a moot point at this point. Now, Skipsy, I don't think, has the portal knowledge of where this portal here goes. We know, because Scipula checked it early from the West Meridia side, that it is a West Meridia portal. Oh, okay, Skipsy's going over here. This would be another reason you might want to get to full health, is to make these checks, because no space jump, no screw attack, no gravity. They're pretty annoying checks as North Reserve. And since it's major minor, there's only one major here. It's not like there's 3 chances at getting your Varia suit. It's still just one chance. Ooh, there's Speed Booster. That is a welcome sign, but it's also going to be tough on movement. Will be interesting to see if Skipsy chooses to turn that off for the time being. And Scipula also noping out of the top of Red Bryn. I mean, the runners have found 3 different ways. Scipula in particular has found 3 different ways to get to Upper North Fair. So the seed is like screaming at him at this point, go here. And see why Skipsy chose to farm up so much for that Bryn Reserve, almost out of energy. But it is full on ammo, so this refill will not be, shouldn't be too bad. Oh, speaking of that, I should mark Speed Booster off on the tracker here. That's funny. It updates on the restream a lot faster than it updates on my web interface here. I guess that's better for the viewer's sake. All right, Scipula will be picking up that plasma beam. I totally missed the count. I'll have to go back and watch it later. Ooh, okay. There's a gravity. Scipula very likely to find that as well. Just a little bit behind. And there's a plasma beam for Scipula. Okay, so now this portal check's not going to be so bad for Skipsy because this is kind of a dangerous check. I guess. Oh, he has, or they have CF ammo, so never mind. This isn't so bad with CF ammo. They can just. I was thinking if this is a dead end, they'd have to turn around. It's not a dead end. This is a little bit of an iffy jump. Okay, so Skipsy is choosing to kill the crabs. Now, if you do a gravity jump right away, or even like a few seconds delayed, those crabs won't be there. Skipsy choosing to play it safe, although I still don't know if all the crabs are dead. Yeah, see, this was still a crab there. I think I saw Count do that yesterday, and that made me just as nervous. Go right away, folks. The crabs won't be in your way if you go right away. Ooh. Skipsy's gonna need to watch their health. Jeez, they are playing with fire there. Does have full environmental protection. Well, charge is a nice find, especially with plasma. It's actually a very, very nice find. Meanwhile, Scupula trying to do this hell run. Okay, with that energy, should make it. He's gonna need to kill this thing in his way. Oh, or just go fast. That works too. Oh no! Kitschy, it looked like took a hit from those pirates on the way out. Oh my. I believe this save was from when Skipsy first started Save Scums. Or so Skipsy is down the speed booster. And temporarily the plasma beam is, or no, they have plasma. They don't have gravity. Gravity and speed is what they're down. So I need to, sorry. My interface is all messed up. I'll get it fixed here when I have a chance. Come on, interface. Catch up. It'll be interesting to see what Scupula wants to do. At least has a save right here, so if he struggles with this is not free at all. Oop. Oh, close. Needed to pause there. A pause would have allowed the energy to appear while on 0 health. You cannot die while fading out or in from a pause, but you can still control Samus and kill enemies and everything else. But that is like a 1 minute time setback for a scoop. That's not the big a deal. Skipsy is still ahead. As you can see, Skipsy is not bothering to pick up that E-Tank at speed. They already know the goods are elsewhere. But it is closer, and Scupula, I think, still has a portal knowledge advantage. Skipsy has not seen the back of Criteria yet. This race is a lot closer. Still, I would say Skipsy ahead. All right, and Skipsy recovers that gravity. If Scupula can check wave before Norfair Reserve, that would also be helpful for him, because even if he later checks Norfair Reserve, it's easier with gravity. You can run through that lava, at least, or is it acid? I think it may be acid. It'd be kind of funny if it was lava, though. You can run really fast on the way there, and then you pick up your speed booster, and you can run really slow on the way out. That would be, I'd love to see that. The game has a weird hack for lava and speed booster. It kills your dash momentum, but it won't do that if you don't have speed equipped. Pretty funny. Oh, and Skipsy is returning for this E-Tank. Skipsy wants the speed and the power bomb. And this is a good lesson. I know, I'm sure people have heard this before, but you'll make a mistake and you'll feel like you must be really behind. I'm not sure Skipsy is behind, even with that mistake. Oh, and also Skipsy knows where charge is. I forgot to mark it off the tracker, but Skipsy did get charge, and Scupula does not know where that is, and Scupula may never check Mama Turtle. And with Plasma already found, that's actually a pretty big deal. So until Scupula finds charge, I'd be tempted to say Skipsy is still ahead, because I would say that charge knowledge is more important at this point than the portal knowledge that Scupula has. Okay, Scupula did choose to go get the speed booster before gravity. Unless he's really fast and already got gravity and I totally missed it. Like, that's also possible. Speed booster for Skip. Speed booster for Scoop. Oh my gosh, it is lava. Scupula, why didn't you get gravity first? I guess Skipsy's gonna demo it. Come on, Skipsy, you just got speed booster. How come you're going so slow? Okay, Scoop needs to be careful. Does have that Crystal Flash ammo. Isn't going to use it here, but could consider using it later. Probably going to go take a save. I would take a save here. Yeah, I like this play. Lock in what you have. Those were two decently long portal checks. Oh boy. Did Scupula just skip wave? Okay, he might be checking these portals. And also, this is an easier refill to get to. And we have that. So both runners, they do. Like, why go to the top of Red Tower? It's just going to be more portal stuff or Norfair. And once you know it, they were right. Okay, Scoop. Scoop. This is not a bad idea from Scoop either. Look at this. Free refill right here. And that was a Turian for Red Tower. So Red Tower was an absolute dead end. Both runners calling that top of Red Tower as a waste of time. Both runners were correct. But you have to check it eventually. So they really just put off a waste of time. Although, I mean, to be honest, knowing that G4 is here is actually really great knowledge. Now, Skipsy already has the gravity and knows where charge is, but doesn't really need charge right now. Has 30 supers and plenty of energy. At this point, Skipsy can take out any boss. Would want to save before Ridley, but wait, why do I have space jump marked? Well, I marked space jump instead of speed booster. I'm sorry, my mistake. And it looks like Scupula is reconsidering. I hope Scupula didn't just forget about. I'm not really sure what this is. Is this like a faster way? Okay, maybe Scupula is trying to find a faster way No, this isn't a faster way back to... I'm not sure where Scoop's going. Unless he already has gravity. I cannot tell with this goofy... I think it's the same sprite. I don't think it's changed color. I don't think he has gravity. So this is unfortunate for Scupula not having the gravity, not checking wave. I don't know if he forgot about wave or if he's just betting it's not wave. But he looks lost, which is not a good sign for Scupula either. The single portal chamber is like far away, according to my map tracker here. The single portal chamber is at the top of, it's the crab hole. Yeah. Maybe, is he really heading this way? Why would he? I don't. What was that crate? Does he have gravity? I'm really confused. And this play from Scupula would make sense if he has gravity. Count's gonna go check the tape. Did you get the gravity or not? I didn't see it. I feel like we would have seen it. Meanwhile, Skipsy finding Ridley. Hopefully they saved. Because one of the problems is... Ooh, I don't know if that's super hit. Yeah, Skipsy has 30 supers, but it requires ammo to even, like, including a super, to even get down to this portal. This is not the boss that Skipsy wanted to see here. Does have power bombs, but those power bombs are very slow. And Skipsy, I think, only has one reserve. Chose to skip a reserve earlier at the that wave. Yeah, that's a death. Hopefully Skipsy saved. Probably will not attempt that Ridley fight again. Okay, so Scupula wanted to check what was that at the he went all the way back for waterway. What was that waterway? Count, I need you to check more tape. Count, I need you to check more tape. What was that waterway? I was too busy watching Skipsy's Ridley fight. It does look like Skipsy did take that save up here at Wreck Ship, so that was a good idea. Either. Did he saw the spacer and skipped it though? Okay. He doesn't have spacer now. I'm concerned that Scupula does not know. Okay, maybe he does. Maybe he's realizing it's going to be faster to go to Actable Mountain. I'm going to feel bad after finding that gravity. But as chat pointed out, if Varia is at Waterway, Scupula looks like a genius. So, I mean, what are you going to do? Or Charge, really. We know Charge is here. Skipsy has plenty of ammo or energy this time. Okay, we're back to Skipsy being in the lead. But as long as Scupula can get this gravity, he's not going to be too far behind. Here's one of those portals that Scupula checked. I don't think Skipsy... Or Skipsy checked this, didn't he? Didn't they? I think Skipsy did check this, actually. Oh, I'm confused. If they check this, why would they go back this way? Why are they heading back to... Oh, okay. Okay. So Skipsy does not know what is at the Gravitron portal. That's the portal that Scupula checked 2 minutes into the race. Oh my gosh, Scoop. You really do these wall jumps? These are crazy wall jumps right now. This is the I have speed booster, so I have to do this strat, but you could just unequip speed booster. Or just IBJ up and use your grapple beam. He had one of the wall jumps at one point, but those are hard. Skipsy's still skipping that portal. Where's Skipsy going? Gotta look on my map here. Probably to the front of East Meridia. Which honestly might be about the only thing that the runners can do. There's the top of Meridia. I don't think we've seen that portal. Okay, Scoop did make it up here, is now going to farm, and most likely check the wave item, potentially throw a couple supers into the wall, and carry on with his run. I don't think that was a bad play. It's obviously a much longer check to go to the waterway, but it could have paid off. So, there's that. Gypsy now with that charge beam has a lot less to worry about and knows that they will not be running into Ridley. So Dragon is still not free, especially without Varia. There's no environmental protection. So like at this current health, Gypsy would not be able to do the grapple kill. They just would not have the health. Now would have the health if they executed well. That's an E-tank. You don't want that, Skipsy? Oh, actually, Skipsy have both runners seen both runners have seen Dragon. So Skipsy knows that there's no Dragon here either. This is either going to be Fantoon or Prayed, and they definitely have what they need for that. Ooh. Scoop trying to do this. Yeah, I wouldn't mess around with this under pressure wave gate or gate glitch check thing there. So good decision to give that up. Is gonna have to fight speed booster. They've got enough if they have good wall jumps. Or you can just CF. Which is a little unfortunate, although Scupula up to 25 power bombs now. This actually isn't that. He even still has Ridley ammo after that CF, so actually not that big of a deal. Ooh, Kraid with the block. Says no. Talk to the hand. But I don't think Kraid's going to be laughing for long. This is a complete RNG, how long Kraid sits there just staring before he opens his mouth the first time. You just have to kind of wait it out. Ice is a nice find. Let me go ahead and give Scupula that gravity while I'm in here marking items. Looks like Scupula just missed that gravity jump. It's going to be able to get this without too much trouble. There we go. Skipsy has to do one of these annoying... He's just going to grab jump it. Interesting. Okay. That's how annoying that wall jump is. Honestly, I mean, the grab jump is like free. It just costs a little bit of time. So if it's going to be less time than that dumb wall jump, you know. Scipula picked up another power bomb pack off of a short charge. Which he can just kind of check that item for free, just the 7-second fanfare. So question's going to be, he doesn't have charge yet, so that's reasonable. Although, okay, it does look like he's heading toward charge, which makes sense. He's looking for He's looking for Varia, but will very happily take this charge beam. And unfortunately, the other checks that Scipula made took enough time that Skipsy still has a pretty decent lead at this point. And now that Skipsy has Kraid, that's actually pretty big, because if we do find... Oh, we've seen Kraid's lair. So this is something I wouldn't have thought of, but now that I'm watching this race, I'm thinking of. The play to go back to Waterway would have been a little bit more powerful in the situation that Skipsy's in, where you also can check Kraid's pantry. But I wouldn't have been thinking about that, so I don't fault the play here. Yeah, that's chat's making a good point. Skipsy at 8+1 really should have been 8+2. Pick up your reserve tag, people. But is pretty low on power bombs. That would be the big problem. And the other thing that's in Skipsy's favor for a Varia-less lower Norfair is the fact that we know it's Fantoon. Now, the downside of it being Fantoon is there's no item behind Fantoon, so there's no chance of getting an E-Tank at the boss. Okay, I think Scipula wants to take out Dragon. Which again, I mean, if Varia is at Kraid's Closet, you're going back here to take out Dragon, and then you're not able to check Kraid's Closet. But once again, if Varia is here, it'll look like a great play. So let's see. Ooh, Skipsy trying for some tricky logic here. I kind of like the flatly jump method of doing this, which I only learned very recently. So it's possible Skipsy doesn't know that method. I've done this wall jump method before, and I hate it. Doing the bombs is really annoying, too. And this is why. You can see the different jump heights getting... Oh my gosh, he almost had it. Or they almost had it. That's tough. Oh, I hope you get this soon, Skipsy. Oh, there we go. Okay. And they're lined up nicely with the hole. Nicely done. I've been in that situation before, and it just feels bad to be... You're already making a slow check. Does it really have to be that hard to get to the slow check? Exact Science making a very good point. I think it's very tempting, especially we've seen several other runners in Week 3 settings go for that Varia-less LN. But knowing that it can't be in Wreck Ship really narrows down where Varia is, and at some point it becomes faster to just find Varia, especially if you're in Skipsy's situation, where Skipsy will be able to make the Waterway check, the Dragon check Scipula's checking now, and the Kraid Pantry check. All somewhat close together. So once Skipsy's done with this Shack Tool check, and although Skipsy will not be able to make plasma, so that would be the one thing, especially since it's not here. High jump boots are nice. Go ahead and mark high jump boots for Scipula. High jump boots are not bad. But that would be the one thing I think that could get Scipula back in this race, is if Varia is at plasma. Although there's a slight problem. Well, I guess they can kill the plasma pirates. Never mind. They've got speed booster. I think with high jump and speed booster, you can just get out of plasma too. Like you just jump up. But even if you couldn't, speed booster, you'd be able to do a short charge and get out. Oh, that's true. We haven't seen Croc yet either. So, Scupula hoping it's not at Kraid's Closet. Gypsy hoping it's not at Plasma. Maybe it'll be a Croc. Let me check the map here. Should we know where Croc is? We do not have enough portal knowledge. I don't think. Actually, I feel like we should. I don't remember where the front of Wreck Ship went. Does anybody know where the front of Wreck Ship went? Did Gypsy check that? Oh, thank you. I've not been marking bosses. Well, Scoop's going to make us a moot point if he's able to pull off these grab jumps. With high jump boots, this is a significantly easier grab jump to get up here. So I like this play. This could be Croc. I'm going to be able to complete my map here based on Scupula's check. It's not Croc. It is front of Wreck Ship. So probably Skipsy knows that too, and I just missed the transition. That means that the back of East Meridia is Croc. And interestingly, Skipsy chose not to go there. Now, I don't think Skips... Oh, is he going... They're going back here. Okay, I don't actually like this. And Skipsy is also realizing, wait a minute, checks the super count. I have 13 supers. No. Good decision. Turned around quickly. That didn't cost too much time. Meanwhile, Scupula, this is... I believe Scupula did take the save. This is tough. Scupula might have 3 reserve tanks at this point, at least 2. Has plenty of supers, but only 4 tanks filled, 4.5, so... He's going to give it a go. Now, just like Skipsy, it's not the end of the world if you can't pull this off. You just say thanks, but no thanks to Ridley. I believe Scupula has the full map knowledge. Oh, that was brilliant. Now that's over. Yeah, I think that Scupula should know not only go to East Meridia, but also that Croc is back there. And here we go. Skipsy is going to go ahead and take out Dragon and probably going to check Kraid's Lair first. So this is going to be interesting. This is the race right here. If this is Varia, race over unless Skipsy just doesn't check it. That could... Skipsy! That Varia could help you for your Dragon fight. We'll see how efficiently Scupula can make his way back to East Meridia. I think Scupula is out of checks. Like, it's East Meridia. I think he's checked everything he can check. Except Gauntlet, but Gauntlet's not going to have Varia. Yeah, Count, I agree. I think it was a good a good idea to attempt the Ridley fight under those circumstances. It's tough. You have very little margin for error, and once Ridley picks you up, it's all but over at that point. Skipsy has plenty of health, even though they're taking the full amount of damage there. That's funny. Scupula somehow didn't have that E-Tank from Terminator. Probably reset out of it at some point. Is Scupula going to be checking Gauntlet? Yeah, I don't really like the Gauntlet check here. Especially Scupula, I don't think I marked it, but I'm pretty sure that Scupula has charge, and I just don't have it marked. I'm gonna give Scoop credit for charge. And I didn't see Skipsy check it. I assume Skipsy picked up the high jump boots. I'm gonna go ahead and give Skipsy high jump. And I need to give Skipsy another boss down. And this is the race right here. It's just an E-Tank. Okay, the race continues. The race continues. I think if Skipsy had, like... if you took Scupula's ammo and gave it to Skipsy, they would be able to do the low and R-Fair without too much trouble, to be my guess. And they'd be on their way. Slowly, but on their way. But with Skipsy's ammo, I don't know. The power bomb count in particular is troubling. And Skipsy is going to make this waterway check, so this is going to... I thought they were going to make the waterway check. What? They didn't already make the check, did they? They're sitting in Big Pink. Skipsy could have gone and picked them up right now. They skipped one in Big Pink. I have no idea why. Let's see. Where's Skipsy going now? I can't keep track of what these runners want to do. Scupula, I think, is really out of stuff now. Needs to head to East Meridia. There's nothing else. Skipsy is a little bit more likely to consider a lower Norfair play, having already done East Meridia. I mean, even if Scupula wanted to do the lower Norfair hell runs, why wouldn't you go to East Meridia first? I'm not sure that Scupula is taking the most efficient... Oh, Scupula needs to head to the left. This is interesting. Skipsy maybe is deciding... Maybe this is a clue that Skipsy wants to do lower Norfair and has perhaps decided that it's more efficient to take out Ridley first. I have not consulted the map to that level to know whether that makes sense or not. All I can see is that Skipsy is apparently heading to take out Ridley. And Scupula is heading towards East Meridia. Pat was saying earlier, this is a hard seed. I would say now, okay, I'll buy it. Bari's buried. Gravity's in Upper Norfair. You have to get all these E-Tanks for hell runs. They were given a decent amount of E-Tanks for those hell runs. Green Brinstar was oops all E-Tanks, which definitely helps with that. And it's going to be really interesting to see how much time does Scupula spend in East Meridia versus heading to Croc. Because I would say like Shack Tool is a pretty slow check, whereas Croc charge plasma is not going to be that long. Like, especially since you can also check plasma on the way there, too. Skipsy getting grabbed a few times. But has... Really, I probably could just pull out their charge beam. It really appears to be dead. It has a lot more health this time around, so... Could afford that. This can't be Varia for Skipsy, so they're probably just hoping for an E-Tank here. It'll probably be Wave Beam. Oh, I thought I was going to call that one. Not today. An E-Tank is a welcome sign here for... Oh, Scoop, be careful. Scoop just about quick dropped. I'm surprised he didn't quick drop through the stand there. Very easy to do. If you change poses, which you tend to want to do, oh crap, I missed my jump. Let me turn around and do it correctly. You change poses, that's an uninterruptible animation, and you don't get stopped by the sand. And speedrunners do it all the time, intentionally, but it's very easy to do unintentionally as well. All right, so Skipsy can check Plasma, Croc, or just do LN or Gauntlet for another E-Tank. I think that's it for Skipsy's side. Or go back to Big Pink for Power Bombs. Maybe Skipsy's going to go to Waterway now. It really helps having bombs, but keep in mind, Skipsy doesn't have Screw Attack either. This is not, like, the easiest LN play. Oh, Cupula had it, but it looked like he didn't believe he had it. Not quite as dramatic of a crate fight as we saw from Skipsy, but it's getting trolled a little bit. All right, there's crate down. And Ridley is also down for Skipsy. Let me mark that off the map. And there's that ice beam. I was trying to remember where that was. So I believe the runners have all the same items at this point. And Skipsy does not have this entire game for the last hour and 5 minutes. Scupula has known what's at this portal. Skipsy is not. Finally, Skipsy coming here to complete the portal knowledge. This could be Croc. Skipsy doesn't know. From Skipsy's perspective, is probably going to be disappointed when they see that it's just yet another please go to Upper Norfair message from the game. The runners were getting all over the place at the beginning. I hid Varia from you, but please go to Upper Norfair anyway. Scoop, what are you doing? Okay, possible that Scupula just doesn't want to go through that route. I'm not sure about this. Another possibility is that Scoop wants to check the left stand pit on the way. Because it would be faster, if you're going to Plasma and Croc, it'd be faster to go the way he was planning to go. But if you wanted to also check the left stand pit, well, then this makes a little bit more sense. Yeah, I agree, Count. I think this is a much better play if you're throwing a major in there. Really, I have not had too many questions for either runner's play. Other than maybe Skipsy checking. Skipsy's missing out on that reserve tank. I don't know about that. if you, but if that's what you can criticize, we're almost an hour and 10 minutes in, and the only thing I can criticize is runner skipping reserve tank. Well, then I think both runners have been doing pretty well. Oh, Scupula is going to go for this. Is going to go for Shaq. That's unfortunate. I know it's on the way, but it's low. I think in this situation, you're better off doing the the plasma check. But it's tough because maybe you think your opponent didn't check Shaq, and this is how you get back into it. So I think it's like, how do you know? And Skipsy is not going to go for LN. And actually, because Skipsy is choosing to do this, I think this puts Skipsy in a lead that's going to be hard to give back unless Skipsy makes a pretty significant mistake. Because with the LN play, there's a lot that could go wrong. But with this play, there's very little that can go wrong. Skipsy, I believe we know Varia has to be either at Plasma or at Croc. And Skipsy is on their way to both of those checks. It looks like Scupula's not too far behind, but Scupula still has Ridley to do. So, is actually a decent amount behind at this point. And it is Croc. We're going to bury your Varia deeply at Croc. Then we're going to have, like, every other portal you check be an Upper Norfair portal. And we'll give you a whole bunch of E-Tanks. Clear message being sent from this seed. Yeah, Skipsy's going to go for this short charge here. I think it's just a 1-tap. Probably should just go for a 2-tap to make it a little easier. Gets it. Kills the plasma with those lovely echoes that shoot off to the sides. One of the neatest things that they put into this game for no apparent reason, just for fun. Let's have some echoes shoot off the side of Samus. That'd be cool. Hey! Let's make them do damage, too. That'd be awesome. I'm actually kind of surprised we still have so many items outstanding. Unless I'm just bad at marking stuff. We know where Spazer is. But we're still out X-Ray, Spring Ball, like, what do we miss? Oh, it's Wreck Ship. That's what it is. Wreck Ship has a bunch of stuff that the runners can't get. That's why we're out so many items. Because that's like 4 majors right there. Because we're missing a lot. Varia, Spring Ball, Wave, Screw Attack, Space Jump, and X-Ray. All outstanding. Skipsy is missing an E-Tank from Gauntlet, otherwise has every E-Tank. I'm not even sure, why is Scupula down 2 E-Tanks? What tanks was this? Scoop, where are you going? I mean, I think the race is over at this point anyway, but this is... I don't know what Scoop's doing here. Well, I opened my mouth. I said the runners haven't made any questionable decisions up to this point. But Scoop is just going the wrong way. There's just no defense. He's just going the wrong way right now. And you can't, You can't make. I mean, technically, Scupula has Kraid Closet outstanding. You cannot make a Kraid Closet play here. You got to go get Croc. You are right next to Croc. This play I'm going to question, but everything else up to this point, pretty okay with. Man, it's not even at Croc. It's buried deep at Croc. There it is. GG. Is Scupula just now realizing that he left Croc behind? Come on, Scoop. Easy to be critical here from the couch. At the same time, Scoop did have that entire tactical tunnel to plan out what he was going to do next. Oh, Scoop. I hope it at least finds Vari at some point. It would take a disaster at this point to get. I mean, this Skipsy's race to lose, and it would take a disaster. I don't even want to see Skipsy lose at this point. I'm on Scupula's team, and I don't want to see Skipsy lose at this point. But this game is. I mean, things happen. Skipsy might decide to go for. Although, admittedly, even stand-up glitch is not that dangerous since... although, wait, Skipsy didn't pick up the X-ray. Never mind. So Skipsy could decide, I'm going to go for stand-up glitch, and then it fails, and then bad things happen. We've seen it. Jeez, we've seen runners get stuck on the wall here, too. Not the case today. That was a really freak occurrence. I don't know. Scupula's gonna, I guess, take out Ridley now, but I don't know. Is he thinking that? Like, did he just forget about Croc? I'm confused because Scupula's actually been doing a pretty good job of tracking the map up to this point. So I'm kind of surprised that he would just forget about Croc like that. The count does make a good point. I've heard a theory that grocery stores put all the stuff you want at the back of the store or in like some random aisle. They don't put it in the front of the store. Part of that's because they want you to buy the stuff at the front of the store, but they're also hoping to wear you out because for the first 25, 30 minutes of your shopping trip, you can be focused. I'm not buying this. I'm not buying that. But by the time you've been at the grocery store for 45 minutes, you start to get into this whatever attitude, and it starts to get like, I'll just do Ridley. I'll just do this. I thought of Kraid's Closet. Let me just go do Kraid's Closet. You just kind of start giving up a little bit. So it is a little bit harder to make the correct, quote unquote, correct decisions when the seed goes on for a while. Not the easiest Ridley fight without screw attack. You know, can't screw through these hits, but does have a lot of energy. I think Ridley's just about dead. I am confused why Ridley is pogoing. Okay, no, Scoop, do not blow your whole reserves. Yeah, this is not good. I don't know. What are our bets? Is Scoop going to survive this? He's going to need a pause buffer. He's going to need a pause buffer. If he paused, he might have been able to get the energy. That's unfortunate. And Scoopa didn't save? Oh my. I thought he saved. Scoop, you can't give up. Got to keep going. All right, let me do some tracking magic here. I will say I've done what Scupula's done in a practice race. Oh, maybe. Oh, the timer has stopped. Maybe he did give up. And yeah, Scupula has forfeited, so that's going to end. Which, okay, admittedly, I already said it like 5 minutes ago. I don't even want Skipsy to lose anymore, right? Like, as Scupula's teammate, I don't want Skipsy to lose because it would mean a catastrophe for Skipsy. Oh, I guess it's okay. Since all right. Scoop, the big. We thought you played pretty well for the first hour and 15 minutes, and then we were wondering why you ran away from Croc. That's the big question mark that we have. Actually, I can mark you forfeited here. Let me do that. I mean, in your defense, Scoop, you can see where Skipsy is with their Varia suit. This race is over. This race is over before you forfeited. And we are now joined by Scupula. GG's.
Hi.
Was well played for the first 75 minutes or so, I'd say.
So, yeah, I should have stayed out of chat that first time I said something. That's my bad. But, no, I actually do typically have a tough time with, what I haven't done yet. That being said, I did know that there were only 2 portals left, so it had to be Croc. I just didn't care, and I was going to do the whole thing without Varia.
Yeah, I guess I thought you had full portal knowledge at that point.
No, it would have been the last 2, so I'm like, am I going through
You
Forgotten
know
Highway?
Croc, then.
Yeah, so I'm like, no, just I gotta go because I know Skipsy. Skipsy's.
Oh, you're just going for the LN play at that point.
Yeah, I was gonna get rid of Ridley, and that should have been the easy part. That's why I didn't save. But what else?
Yeah, I understand that. I've been in a similar situation where it was a practice race, but I didn't save before Ridley, and then I had like a terrible Ridley fight and died. So I've been there.
Well, and then I don't know.
Okay, so even then, like that was the only thing I was criticizing was the Croc play at this Croc skip. But if you knew I'm skipping Croc, I'm just going to go to LN.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of those things where LN is so slow with having to worry about CF that you might save a minute skipping that Varia suit at Croc, but like you might as well just go for it. Like I feel like you should. It's better to just pick up the Varia and like. Because we were debating whether Skipsy was going to do the same thing, just go to LN, and I think that their powerbomb situation is a lot worse than yours. So I think they're making the right play, not doing that. But also, like, it's risky. You die, you lose 5 minutes or more, or maybe 10.
Powerbombs was part of it. I was like, it is 2 CFs. No, I don't have screw attack, but it was the Hail Mary.
And that's the other good point too. I think with screw attack, it'd be a little more defensible to go for that LN.
Well, it was the plan anyway because I don't know what you think, but the rest of the seed, I didn't. If you picked up
Varia, you'd still be a whole boss behind here. You're not catching Skipsy unless Skipsy makes a big mistake.
Yeah,
and the only thing that your forfeit early does is it means that Skipsy's probably going to take a few saves and make sure they don't mess up the stamina glitch, but they probably weren't going to anyway. It was a tough seed.
I got to be pretty high percentage to forfeit first, and I've beaten people that way too, and it's the same thing. It's just not something I knew I had any chance on. So sorry, but
no, that's all right. No, like I said, I didn't have any criticism for the other plays. There was something that kind of came up with when you made the waterway check. It seemed like a good idea. Like it was a long check, but hey, it could be Varia. But the way it kind of worked out, it's like it would have almost been better to do that check after killing Dragon, because then you could have, or sorry, after going to East Meridia and killing Trade, because then you could have potentially done Waterway, the Dragon kill, and the Crade's Pantry check all in like one go.
Well,
But I think it's kind of hard to think about that stuff on the fly. It wasn't
it
something
was.
I
I
thought
had
of.
already, had to stop enough, and I'm gonna tell you what, and I practice. I just have never had anything this bad, and I've had some bad ones. So I got.
Yeah, I was talking about it earlier. The seed was put very deep at Croc. It was at Grapple, as deep as it could be.
Of course, which is at the end of the Forgotten Highway entrance. So.
Maybe taking some unnecessary risks here. I don't know about this reserves. I mean, it's probably faster, but I would have saved before that reverse amphitheater. But yeah, see it as put Varia deep at Croc, behind East Meridia, and let's just make every other portal an Upper Norfair transition, and give you a whole bunch of V-tanks. Just make our intentions very clear what you need to do. Like, you both put off checking the Red Tower portals, the top of Red Tower portals. It was almost like you knew it's just going to be another Upper Norfair portal, and that's exactly what it was.
It's hard to leave Green Bryn, but it's like, yeah. I mean, everything that any portal or check could have been was the worst option it could have been at the time, I think.
I think that's a fair point. There was a lot of that.
Reg Ship has got three shots here. I guess 2 out of 3. It's not really.
I wonder if Skipsy is making this check because they're lacking portal knowledge. Because both the back and the front of Lower Norfair I have on my map as going to. Well, okay. Okay, actually, this front of Lower Norfair portal is close to Red Tower. That's probably the thought process here. But it's still like the bottom of Red Tower. I don't know. I don't think I'd be doing reverse amphitheater.
This is what I've been thinking about the entire time. It's like everything's at least 2 transitions away, also from where you want to be. It seems.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to follow lines around.
Yep. It was not the easiest map for sure. I liked your early check of the Main Street portal, the crab hole. I thought that was a good idea. I thought it was good. You checked the portal right at the beginning. Skipsy didn't check that until an hour 5 into the seed.
I hate leaving that one. Almost cost me. That was cool.
Yeah, it was a little dicey.
But and I also told myself, check Spazer before you go checking all these portals. And I didn't do that, so of course I take that save inside of Green Bryn to do that. And it's nothing. Fittingly
made a few skips, including skips of power bombs. Like didn't check the big pink power bombs, and then ended up they only had like a single power bomb pack for a decent amount of time, and then they only had 2 when you were running around with like 4 or 5. And because of those skips, they got a significant advantage, and then they had an unfortunate death coming out of Mama Turtle. They just found their charge beam, and they were reset to the beginning of their Upper Norfair checks. So I had to do all of those Hell Run Upper Norfair checks again. And at that point, you were almost caught up. You were a little behind on knowledge, but because Skipsy knew where that charge beam was. But then instead of going to Wave Beam, you did the Waterway check, and that could have been the right play. It just didn't work out. And that kind of puts Skipsy ahead again. You both tried and failed to kill Ridley the first time. It was not an easy fight for either of you. And both decided, okay, we'll do Ridley later. And then, I think the only other divergence after that is, I think Skipsy did Dragon first, and Skipsy did East Meridia first, and you did the Crade's Lair first. For those enemies, they were swapped when you decided to kill them.
I thought maybe that would have been a thing too, because then you could get the Crate E-Tank when you're down there, but that's I couldn't figure out how much more running around it would have been, really. I mean,
it could have been, if Aria's at Plasma, I mean, you might have found that right around the same time Skipsy found it. But Skipsy did eventually go back a second time, the same you did, but Skipsy was successful with the Ridley kill. So that difference, Skipsy still was ahead. There just wasn't
like I said,
really the only way you could have came back is if Skipsy made the play you were going to do and failed at it, and you made the play Skipsy did and got your Varia and Croc. That's really the only way that that you were going to be able to come back.
Well, I knew Varia had to be at Plasma, and if it wasn't, it was called. Just wasn't going to get it, because from that point I had a quick trip to Ridley or Croc, well, quick as it could have been. So yeah, there was some strategy here, I guess. I can say that. But
I mean, you can make the argument that if you're going to do LN, why not skip Shack too at that point?
Yeah, it's like you said, there's kind of on the way. That's a little long. I considered it. I'm going to do everything I could.
Yeah, Skipsy's a good competitor, and it was a tough seed.
I'll hang around long enough to explain it to him so he doesn't, figure I only gave him a win or something, because, I knew I was done.
She does refill. I'm going to see if I think the big question here is, will Skipsy have any troubles with Mother Brain 1 or 2? If Skipsy gets to Mother Brain 3 with 11 tanks and Speed Booster, I think we can safely call the race done. Taking a risk there too. Did they save? Because you can soft lock on that Speed Zep Skip, but nice Speed Zep Skip from Skipsy there.
Well, I didn't know that. Maybe you didn't know that.
You gotta. It's not. I mean, you only soft lock if you screw up, really. But I mean, I don't know why Risk screw up in this situation. So especially, well, I guess they don't have wave, so the high step skip is kind of tough without wave. But you need to push down a couple times. Something about pushing down pushes Samus up in a way that won't get her stuck in the wall. If you just try to jump immediately, or if your iframes run out, you just get stuck in the wall and you're done. You got to push down a couple times and then jump. Or maybe you push down and jump. I think you push down, and then jump. Jump to the left. I feel like I should know this. It's become muscle memory. I don't remember exactly what to do anymore. Skipsy taking some red beans for fun. They have more than enough health to be able to do that. And it looks like Skipsy is going to go for the stamina glitch. Does not have X-ray. Looks like Skipsy turned off Varia. So Skipsy needs to make sure there's 2 critical points. Need to be in the air here. And preferably not changing pose. I really don't like the way that Skipsy did that, for the record. Kind of jumping into the wall. If you change pose at the time that the game decides it wants to put you into a crouch position, you can end up not only in a stuck crouch position, but you can end up moving left or right. You can just slide right into Mother Brain for a death. It's not a good way to go. Okay, so Skipsy also needs to be in the air at a certain point here. I didn't even see when it was, but apparently Skipsy avoided it. That looked a little dicey too.
It would have been close to the ground because I didn't even see the kneel down.
Right? That's pretty risky. Although, I will say, the one thing that Skipsy did do in that situation, and this may have been intentional, you see normally when you see runners go for stand-up glitch, they're over to the left, and that's so they can damage Mother Brain while they're doing their stand-up, while they're avoiding getting crouch locked. Skipsy being over on the right means that even if they had been crouched, it's quite possible that the baby would have latched on to Samus and Mother Brain would have been able to finish out the cutscene normally. Now, personally, I don't trust that in a Varia randomizer. We've had some crashes in Varia randomizer that we have not seen in vanilla, as far as I know. So I would not do that in a randomizer. Like, I don't think that's that much safer. But I think that was the idea of being over there. Well, I said I was gonna mark Skipsy down when they got through this, but I guess we're so close now. I'll just wait.
Well,
I guess this is only an extra minute and a half here.
yeah, and I would
Maybe
have
less.
if I had the thing up, which I didn't. I would have known 10 minutes ago why Skipsy's doing this or that. Guessing didn't have race time up, which is absolutely the thing to do. Until
Yeah, that's possible. It's possible Skipsy didn't know and thinking they need to save every second they can. I mean,
well, if that's the case, I appreciate that. Don't think I'm worth that, but I appreciate it. And he said, I've only done maybe 20 of these area seats now.
I mean,
and
it's unlikely that you're going to rush Croc under this situation. You couldn't even do it, really. You have to get your gravity before you can even get to Croc. So, no, it would have been tough to do. And Gypsy has finished with an official time of 1:36:08. GG. I need to mark that done. And we'll see if we're joined by Skipsy.
Hey,
what's up, Gigi?
GG's.
I just read what you wrote.
Yeah,
That's,
I just read that you asked, so sorry, but yeah, I lost Kraid plus to Ridley.
If it were to technical issues, I would say we can re-raise, but
Nah, it's all good. You ran it, as well as you could have, I think, and
You didn't have any technical issues, did you, Scipula?
no.
Yeah, we didn't lose anything to a power loss or any power outage or anything.
No,
I was scared that might have happened when I saw that forfeit, but I don't have race time open during races, so I only see that in when I'm done. I only have the dot done and forfeit open, so I don't see anything besides the timer. It comes from Link to the Past, and I get so incredibly nervous at times in risky races, and I don't want to avoid cannon falls or stuff.
Well, anyway, you see my freeze frame if you want to look. I got 30 power bombs. I told myself after I did, Shack, which was in, and Plasma, no Varia's like, you know what, not doing Croc. I know it's there, but I'm not doing it. And then I found out it was clear grapple, so I was just going to finish the seed without it. And I didn't say before Ridley. I don't know. I guess I thought I was fine / behind enough to save the time, and just, I don't know. Half these, you look at a comment now, half these Varia seeds say the Ridley door opens right away. Here it didn't. I don't know why.
It's because of the HUD.
I think it's was not timely for me too. Like, it took forever to open up, and I was in my second attempt. I was really low on HP. I was scared that, like, I think I had one reserve tank left because I skipped the reserve tanks everywhere.
Yeah, I would have sat right there at the bottom and CF'd, but I was expecting the door to open. So.
I don't think you wouldn't have been able to CF, but you could have paused and potentially gotten the energy on the other end of the unpause. It would have been tight. I don't know. So the door did not open. I had this happen in practice too, and I was like, "What? Oh, it's because of the HUD." So in Chuzo, the HUD is always active, and for whatever reason, Faria is opening that door early when the HUD is active. So you have the counts, right? Whether it's full countdown or the major minor where it says like M3 or M2, whenever those counts are there for the Faria HUD, that's when the doors are opened early. And in that situation, you would have been fine.
At no point did it occur to me that was related, so oops. But no, I'll look back, but I'm pretty sure I had like 70 or something by the time I got dropped, so I think I would have been okay on the CF. But
the drops would not have spawned yet. I'm almost 100%.
No, I'm not talking about that. I mean, when I got dropped by Ridley, I would have been able to see if I had enough. Or no, I didn't, did I?
I think you were on supers, right?
Yeah, so never mind. Well, yeah, it doesn't change anything then, so...
Yeah, you would have had to pause and hope, like pause with like 0.2 health left and hope that would extend the time enough. I think it would have, but I'm not 100%. And as we already talked about, it was just a bad Ridley fight. That's all there is to it. It happens.
Yeah, this game can be super frustrating at times. There are so many ways that you can die. I had a practice seat where I died and lost like 20 minutes, and it was just like here, right? I died to something really, really stupid. I think I died in Meridia when I was leaving Mama Turtle, and that was such a super costly death. And that's this game, right? Something like this can happen to anybody, and this is where this game can be super frustrating. But it's also very cool when you manage to pull stuff like that off and survive, and then it's a cool game again.
Yeah,
you're right. Diesel wants in another thing coming up. I'm gonna get going. Just let you know, I sat here and worked out the time you would have won if I had not forfeited. So that's.
Oh yeah. Even if you hadn't died to Ridley, let's just give you the Ridley kill. I'm fairly confident that Skipsy would have. Skipsy may have already been an LN at that point with Varia.
It was in my mind to maybe go from the backside of Law and Order and skipping Varia. That was in the back of my mind for a long time, and I think it's possible, but I didn't have enough ammo for that.
Yeah, we thought your power bomb count was like
15.
By the way, there was a power bomb pack just sitting in Big Pink. We weren't sure why you skipped that one.
It's a minor, and I didn't think about it.
It's just that one, like right outside Mission Impossible. But
yeah, I know.
I mean, it worked out going to Varia. That once you made that play, we felt, well, there's not going to be any way that Skip is going to get back into it because there's just very little risk of death. In fact, I wasn't sure why you were doing a first game of theater at that point. It's like, why take that risk? But it worked out. You made it.
It's a tough game mode. In Major and Minor, it feels super fast at times, but then it also can be really slow. And I think it's very, very hard to decide if you go for minors, how many minors do you go for, and then you're surprised by a charge beam all of a sudden. And that's it.
Yeah.
You picked up so much for nothing.
Because if you pick up that Varia soon after, then it's going to feel silly going to get 25 power bombs when you already have regular bombs and charge and plasma. And
so often, just next to Mission Impossible, there's just a normal missile pack. Like, you don't want to see that, and then you feel like you wasted seconds, and then you see other people racing. I saw I don't know if you watched the Sephi versus Vibrant Colors match, where Sephi played really, really well, but ended up losing because they were skipping so much, and Vibrant Colors, they skipped less, and it's just... You need to do what you're comfortable with it, and it's it's a random, right? We play this for fun, and there is no... just do what people are comfortable with.
But yeah, hey, GG's again. And
Yep,
GG's
we got to
super.
wrap it up here. There's a race coming up in a few minutes, but yeah, well said about what you're saying. Like you do really need to stay with what you're comfortable with. If you overextend, you can end up whatever time you saved skipping those items, you give it back and then some with slower trudging through the game or having to take deaths later because you just don't have what you need. But yeah, good race. Well played by both of you. I know there were a couple unfortunate deaths, but fought through it for the most part. And yeah, any last words?
Good luck in the next race next week at week 4. That will be a cold week again, if I recall correctly. And
yep, go up.
Thank you for racing me, and sorry again for that unfortunate death. And thanks Speed Gaming for always setting this up, and thank you Idle.
All right, that's all I got. That's all we got. Let this other race kick off, and we will see you next mission.